Hello my fellow hunters, this video took long preparation, but finally I'm done and I can show you the meta switch axes for Thunder Elemental SA in game version 2.0. In this video I think it's maybe take about 30 minutes. When you also include the gameplay and the other stuff, you maybe have seen my last two videos with the water and the ice switch axe build. They are both taking about 25 or 30 minutes, and in this video I showcasing 3 meta weapons. For the first weapon, it's the Rajang switch axe. I'm only showing you the build and explaining the morph, and for the next 2 weapon, the Narwa switch axe and the Zinogre switch axe, I go a little bit more into deep and also including gameplay. Yes, and so maybe the video take about 30 minutes. What I'm also doing is I'm gonna separately also upload the gameplay material in separate videos, so you can watch the gameplay after you have seen it separately again, because yes, I like the gameplay, it was very enjoying. And okay, let's start with the Rajang switch axe. The first thing, we go to Smithy, Forge upgrade weapon. If you haven't crafted until yet the Rajang switch axe, you can see I get it from the Rajang tree. You need some Rajang high rank stuff and also a high recommendation. You can see the attack is 210. It's a pretty good affinity with a level 3 slot, yes. And you can see now you have to play this weapon with Bludgeoner. I made previously a video about what rampage skill is the best. I'm gonna also explain it to you in the next data sheet. It is Thunderbolt 2. Thunderbolt 2 gives you 2 more or 2.5 more DPS than Undying Strike. So if you're choosing the ramp up skill, I'll also show you the morph, don't use Undying Strike. Maybe you can only use Undying Strike on power files, but don't use Undying Strike on elemental switch axe. That's nonsense, and you do less DPS. So you can choose Thunderbolt 2. Okay. Yes, I showed you the weapon. Now we go to my sheet. I already filled the data sheet to the Thunder element. I've added also here new icons, so this data sheet looks now a little bit more interesting, and I'm gonna compare 3 different builds. You can see for the first build I compared Undying Strike with Thunderbolt 2 ramp up skill. All the skills are here the same. You can see attack boost 4, Bludgeoner level 3, power prolonger level 2, crit eye level 2, wax 3. Yes, on this side we have mind's eye level 2, and you can see here the difference. On the thunder boost ramp up skill, our element increases up to 35, and you know we are using elemental fire, which boosts our element by 45% over the top that 35. Yes, and playing elemental switch axe with 28 yes, element, I think it's just too low. I think you have to be 30 or higher, so it's worth it playing elemental fire. Yes, and you can see here you do, yes, maybe 2.5 more DPS when using the Thunderbolt 2 ramp up skill. Okay, and now to the best possible build you can choose with the Undying Axe. I can also open this link here. You can also open that picture. You can see here on this weapon we have 15% affinity, wax level 3, crit eye level 2, critical boost level 1 instead of level 0. Also power prolonger level 2, which gives us 88% of the time in the end state. And yes, here you can see also the file damage, 28 and 21. I think, yes, 28 is not good. I think a good file damage must be 30 or higher on a 60 hit zone value, but I'm gonna explain it to you later. You can see, yes, also the MDPS or the load DPS. MDPS is pretty good, 143.6, but DPS load is really bad because, yes, our files gotten affected by the elemental boost. Yes, and we do all in all on a complete cycle 116.3 cycle DPS with this build. Okay, yes, I explained you the skills, and yes, you can see we do also a little bit more damage than with the other builds. This is mathematically the best build you can use for the Rajang Switch Axe, okay? I'm gonna go to the object box. Sorry, it's the item box. I prefer using on general Switch Axe. You can maybe also see it in the gameplay. I just prefer the invisible gambit. For instance, like monsters, they are so much roaring like Tigrex or other monsters. I just enjoy more invisible gambit. The only thing where I prefer throwing Wyvern Blade, for instance, is yes, if you have a high DPS weapon like Diablo Switch Axe, which does a ton of raw attack, but yes, less crit. I think there is the Soaring Wyvern Blade better, okay? Because that value can't crit, okay. Let's gonna set the decorations for the set. A black axe with untold strength resembles a Rajang horn piercing the heavens. Rampage slots 2. Okay, you can see on the right our skills. You can see we also have Mind's Eye level 3. I'm gonna explain it after that, or yet. Mind's Eye level 3 I highly recommend it, which gives you also a 30% additional damage to hard targets when it's activated. Okay, let's set the decorations. This is the right page. On our Switch Axe, the Tenderizer Jewel 2. On our Almudron Helm S, a Blunt and the Mind's Eye Jewel 2. On our Jyuratodus mail, 3 Bolt Jewels. This armor piece is absolutely recommended for every Swags player. The Tigrex Braces S with a Tenderizer Jewel 2. The Anjanath Coil S with a Mind's Eye Jewel 2 and 2 Bolt Jewels 1. The Ingot Greaves S with a Grinder Jewel 1. And our Rapid Morph 1 talisman with 2 level 2 slots, including a Tenderizer Jewel 2 and a Critical Jewel 2. A talisman said to have been crafted by the gods. Grants Eldritch knowledge, okay? What is Eldritch in German? I didn't know that, okay. Let's go on with the next set. You can see also here my my set, how I renamed. You can write in the comments whether you like it. The first value is you can see here, the raw damage, and the second is the elemental. And depending on which file, yes, the Switch Axe has, I added a plus behind the value. You can see here, after the elemental value is a plus here, and here on the Zinogre Switch Axe after the raw value plus, because it's a power file. Okay, now I'm gonna show you the next best set. It's not the best set, but okay. I don't want to make this video too long, so I add the best Switch Axe now, and after that Switch Axe another Switch Axe, okay? Because of the gameplay, because the gameplay of the Narwa Axe is a little bit longer, and I wanna keep this video interesting, okay? So let's continue with the best Switch Axe in the entire game, version 2.0. Okay, now we come to the Zinogre Switch Axe, which is by far the best Switch Axe actually, also by far better than the Rajang Switch Axe. Okay, first of all, we're gonna have a look at the Rampage skills for the Zinogre Switch Axe. You can augment to Thunderbolt 2 or Anti-Aquatic Species. If you are, yes, don't every time want to change the skill, you can also use Thunderbolt 2 if you want to use it against Tigrex or other monsters or what else. Yes, or you can maybe augment it to Anti-Aquatic Species. Both skills are pretty good, but I recommend augmenting to Anti-Aquatic Species because, yes, against Isuzune, Somna for other monsters, this weapon got an entire 10% DPS boost, which is absolutely insane. And yes, you will also gonna see that in the run. And okay, I personally prefer Anti-Aquatic Species. Now have a look at the weaponry. It's here. You can craft it from the Royal Loot Rod 3 and now upgrade to the Zinogre 3. In the last stage you have 200 raw you can get in white sharpness with ich glaube 2 levels of handicraft, 32 thunder, 2 level 1 slots and a power file, 0% affinity. First I'm gonna explain you the morph. Okay, we have, it's a little bit complicated because of the aquatic boost. I prepared 5 different builds. 5 different builds, okay. On the Wars build we are using attack boost 7 and no handicraft. You can click on the sheet here. Gonna close these others. So you can see here we do 118 if we into blue sharpness, but if our sharpness decreases to green we only do 105.3 cycle DPS, and that all in all decreases our cycle DPS from 118.3 to 111.8 average. If you're fighting in green sharpness it's even lower, okay? So yes, playing the Zinogre Switch Axe with blue sharpness is garbage. Don't do that. You can see it here. DPS is very low, only 111.8 cycle DPS. Yes, and I used Crit Boost 2 and Crit I2 on my first set. Then on the other set, just give me a second. The second set was this set. I have used 2 levels of attack boost, 1 level of power prolonger, handicraft level 3 and protective polish level 3. And we only did 115.5 DPS, so I think this set is maybe a little bit garbage. Yes, we just have to use attack boost 4 to get that percentage buff. Yes, and now I'm gonna show you the best possible sets. The best sets are this. On the best constellation you can use Wax 3, Critical Eye level 2, Attack Boost 4, Handicraft level 2, Protective Polish level 3, Power Prolonger level 2, Rapid Morph level 3, Elemental Attack maxed out, and yes, you're doing 122.3 cycle DPS, and if the anti-aquatic skill is active you got 10% more DPS, so 134.5 DPS, and that's by far the best DPS you can get with any Switch Axe. That's absolutely insane. You can also see it here. Anti-aquatic species plus 10% DPS. It's data mined, and yes, absolutely insane. That boosts your god from that ramp up skill, so I recommend using this skill, the anti-aquatic species. Yes, you're having 247 raw attack and 42 elemental attack. I show you now the set. We are playing with handicraft level 2 to reach white sharpness. And yes, okay, here are the set skills. You can see protective polish with speed sharpening, crit I2, handicraft 2, attack boost 4, power prolonger level 2, also a weight extender. That's pretty cool. And yes, on our Zinogre Switch Axe 2 Bolt Jewels level 1, on our Almudron Helm S 2 Tenderizer Jewels 2, on our Jyuratodus male 3 Grinder Jewels 1. This is absolutely recommended to every Switch Axe user, the Jyuratodus male, because of 2 levels of power prolonger and 1 weight extender. Absolutely insane with 3 slots. Sinister Gauntlets S for handicraft, giving us also Hellfire Cloak, but we didn't need that. Sharp Jewel 2 on our Sinister Gauntlets, Anjanath Coil S, a Tenderizer Jewel 2 and 2 Bolt Jewels 1, on our Ingot Greaves S, a Bolt Jewel 1, and on our Rapid Morph 1 Talisman, 2 Sharp Jewels level 2. Okay, that is with the set. You can see here 232 attack and 42 thunder actually. And okay, now I'm gonna add the run. Actually my best run was I think 2 minutes and 30 for the Somna Conf with a attack boost 0 set. Actually I'm not sure whether I'm gonna make a new run or I just keep in the old one with the attack boost 0. You will gonna see.
Buddy.
We come to the last switch axe. It's the Narwa switch axe. So why I'm talking actually about the switch axe, you know, it's pretty bad actually. You can see the switch axe is only level rarity 6, but I just want to say, okay, this axe is only level 1. We get upgrades in version 3.0. So let's make a preparation build. So if the 3.0 updates come out, or the update come out, you can easily upgrade your weapon and have a meta set. I'm pretty sure this weapon gonna out damage the Zinogre switch axe. I'm not sure, because the Rajang switch axe also got an upgrade. It's not the final form, and I'm pretty sure this switch axe is maybe gonna be meta in the new update. You can see there is a very high thunder standard element on this weapon, and we can also reach white sharpness, and I also think after the update maybe it has natural white sharpness. So we get rid of handicraft and slot in a lot of crit skills and attack boosting skill, which makes that weapon an absolute beast. So I started to make a preparation. build for that Switch Axe, and also I made a Tigrex run. This Switch Axe is very good against flying wyverns, like yes, Tigrex, or let's have a look what flying wyvern we have. I'm first gonna show you the ramp up skill. You can see here I just recommend augmenting to anti-aerial species. That gives you a 5% DPS increase to flying monsters. And let's have a look to what monsters make that using the Switch Axe. Large monsters, okay, let's have a look. Rathian, yes. Thunder weakness, okay, makes sense. Apex Rathian, okay, let's come on. Basil Goyce, yes, also pretty good against Basil Goyce. Also has a thunder weakness. Next monster, Diablos. Yes, maybe you can use it Diablos, but I think Barioth is better. Tigrex, of course, you can see very weak to Thunder Element, and it's also a Flying Wyvern. Any other? Yes. Standard Rathalos also has a high Thunder weakness and is a Flying Wyvern. Norgakuga, also Thunder weakness, and it's a Flying Wyvern. So you can see the Switch Axe is absolutely nuts against nearly every Flying Wyvern. Has Thunder weakness. Barioth also has Thunder weakness. Rathian also has Thunder weakness. So you can see this Switch Axe is so nutty. You can use it also against Basarios, Kezu. Okay, Kezu makes no sense. Okay, you have seen there are a lot of Flying Wyverns that has a Thunder weakness. Okay. There is no special tree you can craft, it's only from the Narwa tree. And first I'm gonna show you the Morph, the best possible build you can create with the Thunderbolt Axe. I created 3 different sets. On the first set I had no handicraft, only protective polish, attack boost 4 and critical boost 1 and 3, and we only do 95.3 cycle DPS, that's pretty bad. On the second set we are using attack boost 2, but instead handicraft level 3, we need 3 levels of handicraft, and power prolonger level 1, we get 110 cycle DPS. And for the best set I actually recommend as preparing set for version 3.0, it is this set with weakness exploit 3, attack boost level 2, we can't reach more actually, handicraft level 3, protective polish level 3, power prolonger level 1, you can click here. But I calculated this set if the anti-skill is active, so 5% damage boost. You can see if the anti-skill isn't active, elemental file, power prolonger level 1, white sharpness, 110.0 cycle DPS. So actually that's pretty bad in comparison to other Switch Axe build, or if the skill is triggered 115. If the skill is triggered, it is as good as the Rajang Switch Axe. But yes, I also made a run against Tigrex, you can see it, and it's pretty fun to play the Switch Axe because I love the design so much. Yes, and you can use this set as preparation build. On the Thunderbolt Axe I, we have no slots, okay. On the Kushala Claire, a Bolt Jewel 1, on the White Mail S, a Handicraft Jewel 3, a Sharp Jewel 2, and a Grinder Jewel 1. On the Dober Vamprices, a Sharp Jewel 2 and the 2 Bolt Jewels level 1. On the Anjanath Coil S, a Tenderizer Jewel 2 and 2 Bolt Jewels 1. And on the Death Stench Heal S, 2 Grinder Jewels level 1, and on our Rapid Morph 2 talisman, because we are using the Kushala Claire to Tenderizer 2 talismans. You can see this set, I also made some spelling mistakes, this set is very different in comparison to other sets. Okay, because we of the 2 attack boost and the 3 levels of handicraft, it's very I think you have to craft a lot of new armor pots. If you haven't crafted my previous armor pots, you have to craft Kushala Claire, Doberan Prices, and Death Stench. Anjanath and Wyke is still standard for Switch Axe, yes, but you have to craft a lot of new armor pots. You can use this set as preparation build. Now I'm gonna stick on the Tigrex run with the Narwa switch axe and have fun with the set. See you next time.
Looking good.